a solid game for us. Our goal was to turn them over, and we forced 23 turnovers. And let me say this, Frida does an outstanding job, and they're young and they continue to battle. So, and we could have lost our focus. We really could have lost our focus with the score, but I thought that we stayed focused and we played hard, and that was one of our goals as well, regardless of what the score was. And probably the best stat that I can tell you all is our goal today was to have 11 turnovers, and we had 4. So it was awesome. The only team that did better was when I was point guard and we only had 3. So, I mean, I'm just saying. But really proud of our team.
Questions, please. We'll start with Dave.
Holly, do you remember a game from your playing days, that game where you guys only had 3 turnovers?
Of course. I remember we had 2, but I didn't want to say, I didn't make us look that good. No, I can't. I know. They didn't even keep stats my first 2 years.
You put the Mercedes back in the second quarter with the 2 fouls. Was it just to kind of experiment and say, hey, there may be games when you have to do that? She scored 16 points with 2 fouls. What was the thinking there? Was it just something to kind of experiment there, or just try to, I don't know, get something out of that?
She needed more minutes. She needed more minutes, and I trust Mercedes. Her second foul was not very smart, and we talked about that. But she needed more minutes. She needed to get up and down, and we need to establish a presence with her inside. And so Mercedes Russell's a smart player, and she knows. So I think she figures out what she can and can't do, and I just trust her.
Maria.
Holly, last year, the team might have looked at Alabama State's record and not taken them too seriously. You guys put on a layup drill in the first 5 minutes of the game. Just what's the difference with this team's mindset?
Well, it's about us. It's about us. We want to get better every game. We want to get better every practice. So we set team goals. I had them set individual goals. So we're just trying to get better every game, and we don't look ahead, and we learn from what we've done. But this team does not look ahead, and we try to stay focused. And I thought I was really proud of them today. They did a great job of staying focused, and I thought they played hard. That's hard to do.
Luke, the back.
Do you and the players talk back and forth about personal goals? Like, do you know theirs?
I didn't today. I didn't ask them today. I just told them to keep it to themselves. So, but we've sat down and talked about their personal goals and their roles and those type of things. Yes.
What are some of those conversations like with Mimi? She didn't sound super thrilled about her performance today, but I can imagine.
Well, Mimi's goal is to get 4 steals every game, and we talked about that. We did talk about that before the game, and she had at half. We discussed her only having 2 steals, and so she did get another one. But Mimi's pretty good. Hers is always defensive driven, and I love that. I think it's great because it takes away from Mimi's focus, and I don't mean in a bad way. On the offensive end, she really focuses on the defensive end, and then on offense she goes out and plays. She doesn't worry that she's thinking, am I going to make this? Am I going to miss it? She just plays, and I think it's helped her game.
Confidence level in her?
It's off the charts. She shot the ball well. She's been a great leader for us. I'm trying to get Mimi to rebound a little bit more because she's a great rebounder. So she's just continuing to get her game to the level where I think she needs to be.
Dan.
You mentioned the turnovers. You won 11, you only have 4. How did you do on some other goals you had for this team, good or bad?
Well, I love that we shot in the 50s. That's great. I love that we talked a lot about getting 3/4 of our shots in the paint. So Now, I don't have my calculator up here, but I think we did pretty good, 56 points. So I think that equates to about 3/4 of the shots if we got in the paint. Just really wanted to focus on taking good shots, Dan. I thought we did. Well, I know we did. And the turnovers were huge for us too.
Were the rebounding numbers where you wanted them to be, or?
Yeah, it's so hard to predict rebound, especially offensively, because if you shoot a high percentage in the 50s, you're not going to have high offensive rebounding. So you take a percentage there, but for the most part, I have to go back and watch the tape. We did a good job, and Renee is going to the boards relentless, and so is Sheardine Green. Sheardine, she rebounds out of her area. Not too many players do that, meaning she goes and gets the basketball.
Brianna, and then Will after that.
Well, when you get a game like this where you're, up by so much, and you really can't empty your bench per se, because there's not much bench there.
Yeah.
How do you kind of walk that line where you don't want to, completely embarrass another team, which you weren't, but just how do you do that with still working on what you need to work on?
Well, we didn't impress as much as we usually do, but again, we had 2 quarters, solid quarters to work on our zone defense. And so I'm going to take advantage of us getting better on what we've kind of not done well. We hadn't worked a lot on our zone defense, and I've got great film for our players to watch. And again, our turnovers. Really, really proud of us only having 4 turnovers. But we didn't lose focus. And so we kept talking about when we don't have our starters in, that doesn't mean we're going to coach any less or do anything less. We're going to put these young ladies through just what we do the people who start. So we just continue to coach them like it's the beginning of the game. And I think it's important because when the game is close, we're going to need some of these kids, and they're going to be ready.
Will?
You mentioned earlier on how Mimi has assumed a leadership role. Out here to us, she's pretty conservative when she's speaking, but in the back, in like the locker room, is she more of a vocal leader, or does she kind of lead by example?
By example. By example. Mimi's going to joke around, and that's okay. Mimi plays hard in practice, and here's what's solid about Mimi. You can give her you can say whatever you want to, and she takes it because she understands that I'm trying to make her better. I give Mimi a hard time. I'm pretty tough on Mimi. I'm pretty tough on Mimi because my expectations is so high for her because I see it in her, and I've seen it since she was a freshman, and now she's now coming around into a role that she's accepted, and she's excelling in it.
Go Maria, and here, and over to Dan.
Just a quick question about Cassie. We noticed she was out of the boot. What's her status going forward?
It's just day to day. It's just day to day. She hadn't practiced, so she wasn't going to go today. I think she's getting there.
Question from Mary Ashton, and then Dan.
So this continues you guys' undefeated streak, and this is just another game where y'all have kept the score under 60. What has to take precedence in practice with the upcoming harder games that are on you guys' schedule to continue this?
No, I promise you, we watched the tape. There's a lot of stuff I'm positive we did wrong. We got to get better at. But there are good things that we did great. But we're going to keep, our practice is going to be competitive. It's going to be hard. We're going to grind it out. We're not going to just, now that we're not going to practice just for an hour. We're going to put in the time. So we're going to continue doing what we're doing, whether we're playing a team that isn't ranked or playing a team that is. Every day is an opportunity for us to get better. And that's how we see it. And we're young, and every day is a great experience for us. And it's a learning experience. And that's what we're going to continue to try to do, is make us better.
Dan, and then David.
Holly, you hadn't played these guys in a while. How did this game come about?
Dan, our non-conference schedule, we try to schedule teams that have won the conference, that are competitive, and Alabama State's always been competitive. She has 10 new kids on her team. When you schedule 2 years out. You don't anticipate she has 10 new kids on her squad. So we scheduled them, we scheduled the teams we do because they're competitive. Troy's competitive, Alabama State's always been competitive. So it allows us to see teams that we don't normally see. That they at one time felt like they had 5 guards in the same time. We don't see that. South Dakota, we don't see everybody that can shoot the 3 and can we just try to play teams that down the road may give us a hard time outside the SEC.
Dave?
Holly, what's your reaction to the athletic director change, and what's your relationship with Phil Fulmer like?
Look, I'm hired to coach basketball, so I'm not here to. Our administration wants to get it right, and we're going to allow them to do that. I have a great relationship with Philip. I mean, he did a great as a football coach, and he's been a big ambassador for us. So, I think everybody wants to get it right, and so I think they've got people in place that are trying to get it right. But I will tell you this. My concern is just keeping this basketball team focused, and we got a great thing going. And all of our coaches, we've got some outstanding coaches here at the University of Tennessee. And we pull for one another, we talk with each other. So their effort, the soccer team had a great year, softball had a #1 recruiting for them ranking. So, look, we love this university. I love this university, and I think the administration they're trying to get how they feel is right, and we're going to leave it to them because that's what they do. They're hired to do that. I'm hired to coach basketball and win basketball games, and I'm going to stick to what I was hired to do.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks,
All right.